What's going on, everyone? We are talking Daredevil Born Again. This is episode 6. Lamont, what did you think about the episode, sir?
I was intrigued by this one. We saw the maturation of two men that was kind of like Usher's song, Ready to Sign Them Papers. The alter ego inside both men was ready to sign the paperwork to get out of those egos, and Kingpin returned and Daredevil returned. So overall, I enjoyed this. It was a lot better than episode 5.
Yes, it was a lot better than episode 5. We got a lot here, okay? We got 2 fights at the end. We got a better introduction of Muse. We kind of also got some information from Heather. You know, what side is she going to turn on? She don't really like vigilantes. She's like, F vigilantes, like what's going on there? We just don't know. We got Gallo and Kingpin teaming up together because of Muse and all. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of craziness going on, but I did like this episode much more because it does move the story forward. Now, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry, Lamont. I don't know much about Muse, man. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But this mother effer has over 60 victims. Men, women, children, it don't matter. He is taking the blood and using it as for the fuel of his portraits. That is some disgusting stuff. I mean, think about that. This is not a normal psychopath, Lamont. I mean, a normal psychopath would just, kill you and have a high number at it. But this dude is siphoning the blood and mixing it and trying to make art. What kind of trauma did he go through to where this is his outlet? What are your thoughts on Muse in this episode, sir? I'm very, very curious.
Man, that effort crazy, bruh. And then artists tend to have like a signature. So after he drains people blood, he go and put the thing around their eye that's on his mask. I think he was born 3 sandwiches short of a picnic, and then as life started to roll in, they took more picnics out of his basket, his mental basket. It's nuts, dude. You're not the Picasso of blood and iron. And I think that his downfall should have been a little bit more harsh because you was hurting these people. I mean, unless that the injection he was giving them was anesthesia, which it could have been, you're still using art with blood, and then your signature is that you put the people back out in the open and you mark your scars or whatever you have under your eyes as the signature of your artwork. It's sick. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very sick. It's very disgusting. We got more to talk about with Muse because apparently he's a martial artist and knows how to kick butt and wield knives and stuff like that. So he was challenging Matt as well. But before that, man, we know that Matt is a man of God. He is a Catholic, and at the beginning of this, he was praying, also over Foggy, trying to increase his relationship with God. It seems like Matt is doing everything in his power to stay away from the Daredevil persona. Episode 5, like we talked about, wasn't that exciting. But as far as the character of Daredevil as a whole, we have Matt Murdock, the human being, or the lawyer. So we got a lot of court proceedings. We get that in episodes 2 and 3. Of course, we want to see him as Daredevil in the suit, kicking butt, looking like a badass. But episode 5 was not him in the courtroom, not him in the suit, but just regular Matt Murdock. And, what he has to go through if he has to fight crime in a regular suit and just his cane and play stupid or whatever. So I appreciate it as far as that's concerned. But at the same time, like seeing the episode open up with seeing episode 6 open up like this, I'm like, why is he just staying away from the costume so much? Am I looking at this the right way or the wrong way, do you think?
No, I mean, 100% you're looking at it right. So Matt found out about these 60 missing people from Jerry. And I'm thinking Jerry's telling him don't do nothing. And Matt's like, hell no, I got to do something. I'm thinking, bruh, you should have done something 59 people ago and handled the business. Why are we waiting until it gets to the level of 60? And I guess for him, it was symbolic to put away the Daredevil suit when Foggy left. It was a symbolic thing. And I get that sometimes things are symbolic. But when your help is needed to save a community, a city, a state, a country, you got to do it. I mean, you just got to do it. And the city could use him right now. And if they don't use him, he's going to mess around, let Kingpin look like a hero.
Got you. Do you think it would be in Matt's better interest to let the people around him know what the deal is and who he really is? Now, of course, Foggy, Karen, and Jerry know that he's Daredevil. But what's his name? His girlfriend, Heather, does not. Heather does not. Do you think that he should let Heather know, hey, babe, I am Daredevil. This is what I do. You spoke about my previous relationship. I mean, the relationship that I have with other vigilantes. And, you know, can you give me an interview with, you know, Frank Castle? He's laughing it off. And also Kirsten McDuffie, okay, you know, one of his colleagues at the office. I personally think he should let the women in his life know. It's just going to be easier for him. Don't got to hide secrets and creep around corners. What do you think about that, man? Kirsten, Heather, and him and not sharing the information.
I take the viewpoint of this. If he's going to share it with those two, he might as well just tell everybody.
Really?
And then I would flip. Yeah, you might as well, because you tell those two, who's to say that they're not going to tell somebody squeaking the information out of them, and then you don't know who's creeping up on you when you're in certain situations. If you tell everybody, you're going to keep yourself on guard.
Wow.
But you could also take this perspective. When you first meet a new person that you're considering dating, how long does it take before you reveal your deepest, darkest insecurities? Whether it's you got BO, whether it's your penis small, whether your vagina stink. At what point do you tell this person you're dating that you have these issues?
I like,
and that's what Matt is.
I like how you broke it. Was just all bodily functions, but go ahead.
Well, Daredevil is a bodily function, right? I mean, he uses he don't have no superpowers. It's all his hands. It's all his bodily functions that he's using.
Well, let me jump in here, Lamont. This is life or death, though. You know what I'm saying? Like having BO and all that is not. It's annoying, and you know you don't want to be around that, but it's not life or death. But keep going.
But it can break up relationships. It can certainly do that.
Well, yeah.
And I think Matt I think at some point in time, the way they position Matt to be an honorable guy, he's probably going to tell Heather, but I think that could be a downfall. I don't think we can trust Heather.
No? Yeah. Are they going to break up or stay together? Can we, you know, is she
probably break up?
Okay. She going to be a villain or in a neutral?
I think she's going to wind up going to the dark side, and Frank Castle going to have to threaten her. She's going to wind up jumping on the Kingpin side.
Okay, can we trust Kirsten?
Yeah, we can trust her.
Yeah, we can
trust her.
We can trust her. Somebody that we can't trust is Luca. He pulling up to the spot. He like, hey man, you in the mayor. Ha 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 ha. F your 1.8 million. You know what I'm saying? You can shove it up your ass. And he was like, oh. How about 2.8? You have until the end of the week. Ooh, Lamont! Somebody gonna pop somebody, but who gonna do the popping? Okay, is Kingpin gonna make it out or Luca? Luca, a Kingpin, man. This is crazy. This dude was trying to rob banks in episode 5 for the 1.8. What is he gonna do with an extra million, bro? What's gonna happen? We saw how pissed off Fist was at the end of the episode, and we gonna get there, but. Hey, bro, I don't think this relationship between Luca and Fist is going to last. It's going to explode. It's going to be messy, but who's going to clean it up? What are your thoughts there, man? What are your thoughts?
Wow. Luca just seems like a non-factor to me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Luca tracksuit mafia, but just the toughest thing about him is his horrible ass outfit. I just don't feel no oomph from him. You're talking about you're on a show that's Daredevil. You're not beating him. And Kingpin, who is now viewed by some as a good guy, but we all know deep down on the inside he's a bad guy. You're not beating him either. So it's for me like Luca, you would be honored to stay on his good side and maybe he would look out for you. But this is a fight Luca can't win. He's going to take that tracksuit and turn it from whatever that fake pleather he's wearing into a real cotton shirt with red.
I like Luca. I do. I mean, he does need to sit down, but I'm really surprised and respect the fact that he's like, no, I don't like you, Kingpin. I don't want you just coming in here thinking that you Billy Badass can do whatever you want. You old. Now, Luca's still barking up the wrong tree. He's still, biting off more than he can chew. But at the same time, I think I would be a little bit bored if everybody would just, licking his boots. Okay, whatever you say, Kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some opposition in there. What he did was foolish, but people do foolish things. You know what I'm saying? So this inclusion of Luca and this attitude and pushback that he has is creating more entertainment for me at least. And so.
I was gonna say I'm entertained by what he's doing. He's very entertaining. But I could see Luca getting his understudy. I could see Kingpin getting his understudy Daniel to go take out Luca.
Yeah. Now I don't know where I want to go next, but I got to make a decision. Angela, the little girl that was related to Hector, she pulling up at the office. Matt, you got to do something, man. There ain't no justice, and She did a little bit too much herself, and got kidnapped at the end. That was kind of annoying, but, characters aren't perfect. I can understand that, she's like, I got to do something myself. The police ain't doing crap. She goes to a lawyer. She don't think he going to do crap. So, what other options does she have? Great actress, cute little young lady. What are your thoughts on Miss Angela?
I liked her. You knew something was going to happen to her just based on the way they presented her in the story. When she goes to the lawyer's office, I don't know what help she thought she's going to get from a blind lawyer who the police don't like him either.
Right.
So do you have some insider information where you think he's got a phone call he can make to the Avengers or something? I don't know what help she thought she was going to get. And then for her to throw a tantrum running out the room, literally, unless you know his secret, which maybe that's what they hinting at, unless you know his secret, what do you expect him to do? So I kind of wonder, does she know maybe White Tiger has got some surveillance on Mad, or he knows something about him? And I'm kind of wondering if she already knew he was Daredevil, which is why she came in there and put pressure on him. But short of that, I just think it was kind of out of left field.
Right on. I ain't mad at that. Something I'm not mad at. I kind of mentioned this earlier when we got Officer or Detective Kim from episode 5. She popped up in episode 6 as well when they was in the office trying to figure out what to do about the paintings, the bloody murals. I don't know why, but I really did like that scene where all of them are in the office together and how they kind of circle back around. We know that Kingpin and Gallo, the commissioner, is he the commissioner or the chief?
I think commissioner.
Yeah, I think you're right. We know they hate each other, but they have to work together. And then Officer Kim was in there too. I don't know why, man, but just seeing all of them come together, I don't know. It just kind of like, the world is coming together. That was just kind of cool to me. But man, Fisk said this is enough. I need to put together a task force. I need the baddest of the bad. Gallo's like, oh my God, we can't do this. You don't care about these cops. We gotta get something done. Put some more cops, on the street. That's exactly why you're here. And he goes and creates a task force. And basically, they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. No body cameras. Allowing excessive force. A whole plethora of BS is on the horizon of mine. And I'm worried. We know that they're going to take advantage of it, man. It's just going to be some. Real life events going down in this show. I was going to drop a date, but I chose not to. How do you think that's gonna play out, bro? What are your thoughts there, man? Is this gonna be some good cops or some bad cops?
Well, I mean, during this episode, you learned that all these cops were bad apples. Even the guy that they showed us that he had the conversation with at the very end, the fake ass Terrence Howard, he killed somebody. That's why they got rid of him. That's why he hasn't advanced his career. And then you see an old boy that got into the fight with White Tiger and tried to blame him for the guy that died. So you got all these bad apples. You handing out masks and stuff like that. You want to be open faced, and I'm sure that they're going to all be probably wearing a bulletproof shield that has the Punisher logo on it, which is what I think going to get the Punisher involved. It's just not going to be good. He's putting together an anti-vigilante task force where now you're weaponizing bad people to basically be vigilantes. You're not going to be doing due process with the stuff they're trying to do, going after these vigilantes. And at some point in time, B. Avery, all these guys are going to get knocked down, and then somebody's going to be at Kingpin's doorstep.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Now, you mentioned that the black guy killed somebody. Do you think he was justified for doing that? Because he said somebody was selling drugs to a kid.
By the letter of the law, he wasn't justified.
Right.
And apparently, his bosses thought that, let's just put it like this. The letter of the law said it wasn't justified, but he still has a career in law enforcement. He hasn't advanced, but he still has a career in law enforcement. And we'll leave it at that.
Right on, right on. You know, Vanessa is revealing herself to be more and more dangerous. You know, pulling all the strings. She's not just some innocent art dealer that does a little shady deal here or there. I think she is capable of a lot of sinister things. And I can't wait to see it, but at the same time, I'm afraid. Now, you speculated on this in that past episode about the port, what they're trying to do with that. Fisk is really trying to get this eyesore in the city, reestablished, and he held a function with all the richest people in the city, all the big wigs. One of them was a swordsman. The Easter egg that was going around in the Hawkeye series and stuff. He was doing his thing in here. There was all basically like, man, F you, Fisk. You are trying to use taxpayer dollars to enrich yourself with this port. We don't give a damn. We don't see the vision. The woman said to him, you may have a seat at the table now, but only for a few years, buddy. The people in this room are the ones that control who eats. The swordsman said, hey, is that a threat? No, it's just a warning, okay? We got this over here. Fisk is not going to take that lightly. He's not. I mean, he had to in person because it was the function, but a lot of people talking a lot of ish, Lamont. Who's going to come out on top, my brother? Who is going to come out on top? What do you think of these conversations, man? Because it was a lot of ish talking. A lot of ish talking.
I loved it, man. I love people who have these huge egos and think that no one can tell them what to do, and someone pops up that can literally tell you what to do. Kingpin doesn't know that old boy is a sword swinger, and the lady, she's I forgot what she do, but she's something in her own right. And when he said, "I'll come by that mayor's mansion," I was like, that's going to make, if that don't make Kingpin turn into Kingpin right now, you better have a sword in your back pocket, buddy. And it kind of just showed you something that I learned in a rap song from Little Kim. She says she believes in money, power, respect. First you get the money, then you get the power, and after you get the power, people respect you. And this was a clear case of that in this TV show. The folks with the money also get the power. They're controlling the people with the power. And once you get all those things, you get the respect. And Kingpin was basically talking about how he did not like that he's got to go and suck up to these a-holes to get things done. And he's come from the underground where he do what he needed to do to get money in other ways, so that you don't have to do this bull jive that we have to do in American capitalism, which is suck up to rich people, genuflex to them, and do whatever they want you to do to get their money. And I was actually rooting for Kingpin in that moment.
Oh, shit.
And so Yeah, I was rooting for Kingpin in that one because I've had to deal with these buffoons too, trying to raise money for a film, trying to raise money for real estate properties, and you do kind of have to genuflex to a point of whatever your moral code or your self conduct code is to a point, and you just never know what these clowns might ask you to do. They'll ask you to do some strange things for a piece of change.
This is true. This is true, man. Yeah, Vanessa was in Kingpin's ear. She was like, you having to rely on them for money is enhancing their supremacy or something like that. And, you know, Fix took it on the chin when they rejected him. And I was like, ooh, I don't know how this is going to play out right here, you know. So, I mean, all parties involved have a vast amount of resources, you know, so it's going to be quite interesting how it's going to play out, you know what I'm saying? But Lamont, let's talk about this ending right here, man. Daredevil and Kingpin is back. Actually, I don't even know if you have a new name for Kingpin. It may not be Keto Kingpin no more because he getting bigger and busts out of his suit. You know, he got to get a whole new wardrobe. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, man, he gives Adam an axe and basically like, fight your way free. Ooh, that was interesting right there. The speech he gave before, and it just takes a tool that can make a difference and even everything out, you know. And Matt, he's like, F it, I'm finna get into this Daredevil. He starts swinging from buildings. He jumping in the air slow-mo with the smoke in the background and the light and all that, looking all nice and dope and stuff like that. Which fight did you like more? Kingpin versus Adam or Muse versus Daredevil?
If I'm gonna lean in on the Muse and Daredevil, but I just thought Marvel did a great job of flipping back and forth to the pinpoint moment where these two men go right back to who they really and truly are. It was like Kingpin and Matt, both personalities, had a nut that had been pent up for months, and they personality just nutted right on out of them. Matt is Daredevil, he's Kingpin.
Hold on, real quick.
The one thing I got,
even though that is extremely disgusting, I have to say that's a really good analogy. Great job, sir. Great job.
Yeah. I appreciate that, my brother. Yeah. Adam got on my nerves a little bit when Kingpin was walking up with the. Why are you thanking him, dude? What, this dude is coming up to your prison cell with an axe, and you're thanking him?
He thought he was gonna be free.
What the? Come on, Adam. This is. And then Kingpin made a comment or something like the things that they shared, and Adam and Kingpin both shared Vanessa. Let your mind run with that, and you be the one holding the axe and how you feel if you married to the person, what may have you. And so even with the axe, Kingpin was too much for little Adam, just way too much for him. And I like how they did the train scene at Muse's spot that kind of reminded me of Captain America popping up in Avengers Infinity War. When the train went by, I thought they was going to have Daredevil standing there as he was walking in, but they didn't. And they paid it off by when the train went by the second time, the lights was red and then out pops Matt. And so I enjoyed the ending. I thought it was pretty good. And the transition of these two guys back to who they really are was dope.
Yeah, man, I do like the transition back and forth. That was cool, real cool. As far as Adam is concerned, man, I would have got out of there. I had an axe. I don't know. He was desperate. He was swinging all wildly and stuff like that. Maybe I would have did the same thing, but I was just like, no, you got to attack him this way and this way. You know, I'm always trying to pinpoint, you know, the best way out of a situation when it comes to fighting on screen. But, you know, what do I know? What do I know? It was entertaining, though. And the same thing with Daredevil and Muse. Very entertaining, too. I like the choreography. I will say I enjoy the Kingpin and the Adam fight more. Because when it comes to Daredevil and Muse, it goes back to my initial criticism to where Matt be landing these blows, but it just don't seem like there's much damage, you know, to the character. Even when the fight started off, Daredevil had the upper hand, did the backflip kick, knocked Muse on the ground. The fight should have been over right there. He should have ran over there and choked him out, tied him up, but they still going at it. Muse is getting knives and stuff. You know, I'm looking at it right now. He hit him with a 4-5 piece. He hit him with a 6-piece combo. I am looking at it right now, bro, as we're recording, and now he gonna lean up and breathe. And now he looking at Angela. No, go tie up Muse right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why he escaped. So it was still a badass fight. It was choreographed and all that. And he choking him out and all that. But I don't know, man. It just, I'm annoyed about that.
Let me make a comment on that. Shout out to our friend, the One Take Big Dog, who hates Daredevil. And this is some of the reasons why he hates Daredevil.
Really?
My nitpick, now that you're there, we kind of talked about the nitpicks we have about the characters in last episode. And I'm going to say this nitpick. Matt don't have no superpowers. And he take punishment as if he does. Dude, you've taken so much punishment outside your Daredevil suit. You should have some broken ribs. You should have some bloody cheeks. Something should be hurting on you. So that for me is nitpicky going too far. Like, instead of letting him get hit like that, let him be able to dodge it using his super senses. I would appreciate that more than this man getting wailed on like he's the Hulk, and then he just keep on fighting, and the next day he's back in court.
Yeah. I don't really like that. With Muse escaping, maybe we'll get to know more about the character in the next episode 7. And I'm saying it like I don't know what happened. I do. But, I don't hate the show. I don't hate the character. It's just they can clean it up a little bit. I just want some consistency. I mean, Matt is a next level assassin, bro. He up there. He has trained with the Marvel version of DC's League of Shadows. That's who Batman trained with, in my opinion. So
I was about to ask you that question. Who would win a fight between Daredevil and Batman? Who you taking?
Batman. What? Are you serious?
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. That's I mean, I'm gonna say Batman. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. I'm with you. Definitely.
You got any final thoughts, sir?
Subscribe to our channels. Keep watching this stuff, but make sure you come watch the other great things we have on our channel.
This is true, guys. This is true, and this is true. So, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for Daredevil, episode 6, Daredevil Born Again. Like Lamont said, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel. We will both really appreciate it. But, guys, before you go, don't forget, I'm B. Avery. That's Lamont. It's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe.